Hello everybody, my name's Kanamanika and welcome back to the unboxing where today we are continuing a little bit of a funky little collection. So when we started looking at these Figma Persona figures, the first one was marked as being based off of Persona 5 the animation, the shitty anime. Then the next one we looked at was just marked for Persona 5. So why not continue that inconsistency by taking a look at a figure marked for Persona 5 Royal. That's right, today we are taking a look at the Figma Violet from Persona 5 Royal. Yeah. This is very funny. It's like, yeah, this is Joker's, his is marked Persona 5. Here's Queen's, hers is marked Persona 5 the animation. And now Violet is marked Persona 5 Royal. Whoop-de-doodle. But yeah, I decided to pick this up. I think I might be trying to get more of the Phantom Thieves at some point, but I'm just going to the ones that are somewhat readily available to me, and this was one that was somewhat readily available to me, thankfully. But yeah, as you can see, the packaging is fairly similar to the previous Persona 5 Figmas that we've looked at, this same stark red background with a promotional image of the character right up front, all up close, with a black bar at the bottom that shows the product number, the name of the figure, Violet, and up here we have Figma, the Persona 5 Royal logo, the Atlas Sega logo, Max Factory logo, and here we have a window to look at the figure, which is nice. On this side, we get this pose for Violet here without her mask. I'm a bit less familiar with Royal's like promotional stuff than I am with the original Persona 5's promotional stuff, just because of timing and whatnot. I'm pretty sure these are all like poses that are like in the game, so that's nice. But yeah, she's doing this pose. On this side, it's got the name of the figure in Figma. On this side, we've got a different Violet pose with the figure a bit more close. Right there, it says Violet. On the bottom and the top, I believe they're the same. Just this one has a barcode. Her with her sword. Figma 587 Violet. Figma 587 Violet, both from Persona 5 Royal, or the Royal, because this is a Japanese product. I forget about that. On the back, we get our usual Figma-based promotional shots on like a gray background. Yeah, all the usual stuff, showing off the different faces, her with her gun, her with her sword in a couple different poses, and then a promotional shot of everything that comes in the package. This video is for adults, age 15 plus. Now, in doing these little jump throughs, we get a really interesting look at the development of like figures in like a single line, because the original Joker was Figma product number 363, and this is product 587. So let's see what about 200 figures worth of development, give or take, does for a figure line. Obviously, it's a give or take because there are like special items that aren't marked with the normal whatever. Let's get this unboxed. The tape's a tad loose up here. Okay, so we just took the tape off. Neat. Cool. Get my hand in there. Yep. Alright. Once again, the background is a red insert, as is to be expected. Now, here we are with the package's contents. First, let's look at the back and get extradite what's on the back. So first off, as is expected, we have the Figma baggie for our accessories. A wonderful little invention that is always helpful. It's not an invention, it's a Ziploc bag with a mark on it. But this is always appreciated. It helps with accessory storage. Then down here we have our basic accessories that didn't get a place in the plastic overlay. So as you can see, we have the figure stand broken up into its multiple parts. Ooh, this one has both the shorter extender and the longer extender. That's fun. And then the hands and the extra hand peg. So let's get all those out of their whatever. Shoop-a-doop. Doo-doo-doo. So first off, I'm just going to get all the stand bits out first, before we take a deeper look at our hands. Here, So yes, here's our stand base. It comes with this shorter peg right off the bat, but it also comes with this longer peg, similar to like Joker, and I believe Queen had one like this as well. So Violet also comes with this longer one. I think that seems to be standard for our Phantom Thieves since they like to get in the air so much. Having them nice and high up is fairly helpful, so yeah, there we go. We got that pegged in to our stand base. Shoop-a-doop. Now let's get the hands out of there. But first, it does come with a hand peg, and unlike the previous ones where it was just kind of rattling in there, it comes in a separate baggie so that it's a lot harder to lose, which is appreciated. And the hands on a clear hand stand rather than the like kind of lavendery one that the previous ones came on. But yeah, this gives you a good look at all the hands. She has open hands on her rather than the fists, as with like Joker, and I believe Queen had fists on as well. I don't remember. It's been a hot second. But we've got fists here, a pair of sword-holding hands, which look nice. The more expressive posed hands for like when she's like doing. I'll have to check what exact poses she does with these. And a trigger finger hand for her using her fucking gun. Yeah, they're nice. Fairly simple hands. They do have some nice glove detailing, which you always love to see on a gloved figure. But otherwise fairly simple. Nothing too complex about these hands. But they're nice. Oh, what the hell? Jesus. Sorry about that. And we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I fucked some shit up, unfortunately. But here we are, back. And let's actually get into what's in the figure itself. Let's move all this to the side. And get things unboxed. So as you can see, we've got everything right there. I think we'll start with extra faces. This plastic feels a bit tighter on. It's not taped down, but it feels a bit tighter on than Joker did. And there is tape to cover up these items to ensure they don't rattle around even more. So let's start with our faces, because these are some of the more boring accessories. So here we have her looking off to the side and smiling. I have to imagine this is her all-out attack face, which has been a great inclusion. Or if it's not her all-out attack face, it's just like a nice, fun extra face to include. It looks like a lot of her renders in the game, and that is very nicely appreciated. Figma's always on their game when it comes to face sculpts. For their anime characters, at least. Let's put that down. Next up is looking to the other side. A sterner face. This is nice as well. I kind of wish it was a bit more forward-facing of a face, but again, very nice. It depicts her face very well. Yeah, it does a good job. It does a good fucking job of what it was designed to do. Next accessory, though, I guess goes with the faces. As with the other Persona 5 protagonists, each one comes with an extra hairpiece because you want to be able to tear off their masks. This is her mask, and this is very nice. I feel like this is where that extra bit of shine comes the most. There's just something that feels a little extra refined about how this extra face piece is working, at least to my eye. It's a bit more shiny, it feels a bit better sculpted. I'll have to see how it goes on the face, because the masks, unlike the other ones, feel a tad too large. Like, they look better in person than they do in promotional images, but, yeah, this one is just expertly detailed and sculpted. It looks so nice. I really like how this looks, and I'll probably be keeping it on the figure for most of the time, because I like my characters in masks. Why do you think there's so many Kamen Rider videos on the channel? Next up, we have her sword, that iconically gets thrown in that opening P5R cutscene. Not opening, you know what I mean, in the opening sequence. Very simple. It's all painted the one color, which I believe is accurate to how it appears in game, but the sculpting is nice and intricate. The blade itself is nice and thin but shiny. The hilt has a lot of nice, like, kind of cross-stitching-esque detail or whatever. I don't know words that are proper for describing this sort of thing. But the crossguard looks nice, everything looks nice. Yeah, it's a sword. It's a fairly simple sword, but it is a nice sword nonetheless. Yeah. Next up, for the final accessory, we have her gun. I believe it's a type of shotgun. I'm sorry, I'm not a gun expert. Despite living in America, and apparently that being something that we need to be, or whatever. This is a very nice gun, I guess. The slightly blue metallic gunmetal look is very nice, and the brown is also detailed very nicely, though I would have liked a little bit of like a wood grain maybe. I think this more flat appearance is accurate to like the in-game textures probably, but I would have liked a nice little like grain or whatever on the wood. But what's really nice is this gold like painted detail for like the flowers on the gun itself. If it's custom, if it's violet, sorry, I'm figuring out how to refer to figures. It fits violet very well. Yeah, gun. Phew. It's a very nice gun. But now let's get to the figure herself. And, ooh, it also kind of shows off an extra accessory if you are so inclined. That's an interesting fit of plastic. Sure. Yeah, so outside of that plastic, there's like a plastic to help with the waist cape, which once again, similar to Joker. I mean, her design is very similar to like Joker's in general. But yeah, it's got that similar level of articulation as Joker's waist capes. They're a bit less posable, I think, but they are able to get out of the way nicely and just kind of pose very well, however you need them to, though they get a bit closer to the body a bit easier than Joker's does, just that little bit of refinement with time. But yeah, let's take a look at her head sculpt, though. Give me a sec. The lighting is kind of screwing up the skin tones on camera. Yeah, like a little bit. It's a lot more natural on camera than it is in person than it is on camera, sorry. But yeah, again, this nice kind of more calm face does work very well for her, with that like slight smirk, and again, it portrays her look very nicely, and yeah, overall, her look is portrayed very nicely. It's not like super like shaded or anything, but like given it's an anime character, I don't mind too much that there's a not super shading. What paint is there though, is very nicely done. It portrays her character very well. These shoulders aren't getting down as much as I would like them to, unfortunately. But yeah, her hair is able to get out of the way though. That's a very nice. That's actually a great joint. Since it's on a ponytail, they just kind of put a joint there, and like it's kind of visible, but like that really does wonders for the articulation there of the ponytail, and yeah, that's a great choice. She's got this little painted detail on her back. Otherwise, her back is fairly plain, which is to be expected given the look. Again, there's not too much crazy painted detail. I'm pretty sure like there's a decent amount of like paint on it, but like it's not like crazy painted detail wise. But what details are there are expertly painted out, like the little golden buttons all over her jacket, the little silver bits of the, especially like here, look at that. Look at that on like her boot, or like whatever. Oh yeah, that's the good detail right there. But yeah, I guess let's take a check of her articulation, given how well articulated some of these other figures have been. Head joint, I believe, is on a standard Figma ball joint. Not as crazy articulated as Makoto's was, but it's very nice. It's able to look up, able to look down fairly well, and it's able to tilt side to side nice and expressively. Shoulders, able to move out. Moving in is a bit of an issue, but like they're on ball pegs, so they're able to move as much as you need. I believe there's an upper bicep swivel. There's a single joint bend at the elbow, though there is also a swivel down there as well. Hands are on your usual Figma style, import style, swivel hinge swivel style pegs. You know how these work if you've gotten an import figure. They're kind of also on like McFarlane Toys stuff. In terms of torso articulation, from what I can tell, there's only the upper torso, though that is fairly well articulated. She's able to get into poses fairly easily. Not as much crunch down, though that is, I guess, handled by the legs, but crunching back is well and truly covered. I believe, yeah, these hips appear to be on drop downs, as slight as they are, which allows them to kick outward, about like the yay far, kick upward, super far, and kick backward pretty dang far, which I mean, I guess is to be expected. She is a gymnast. You want her to be able to be flexible as a character. Thigh swivel. There's a little bit of a thigh swivel, not as much as you would hope, and I feel like you could have put a thigh swivel there, given the cut, but whatever. Knee joints, able to move like basically as far as you would want. Not quite like all the way, but like this is good, especially for a single joint. This is wonderful. Feet, you got your average import articulation. You got a slight swivel there, able to hinge forward and backward nicely, more backward than forward, and ankle rocker, which, yeah, ankle rocker works fairly well. And as mentioned before, the waist cape is hinged, or on like hinge swivel hinges, essentially, on each part right at the top there. Similarly to Joker's. Also, extra accessory, sword hilt. So you can take that out if she is using her sword, but when she isn't, you can just keep it right there. Now let's get her onto her stand. Let's do that. Using the normal stand peg works perfectly fine for her, from what I can tell. A little bit tight of a connection, but yeah, using the standard peg extender that comes in the box works perfectly fine for Violet here. But yeah, this is a fairly nice figure. A lot of the changes are like subtle. Like I think it is probably better sculpted and better painted than those previous, like ever so slightly. She does fit in with those previous figures as well, which is nice. And like of all the Persona groups in Figma form, the Phantom Thieves appear to be like the most complete from what research I have done into the line. So it's good to get this newer member like basically right off the bat. I'm pretty sure it was released super quickly after Persona 5 Royal released. So yeah, it's nice that that was a possibility. But yeah, otherwise I hope you enjoyed this little video. There was a bit of an edit there, and I'm sorry about that, because these are meant to be non-edited. Woo! Oh no, effort on my part. What does the world come to? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope it wasn't too crazy. I think there might be a... Sorry, let me just check. There does not appear to... There might... I mean, like, there's not a joint there. Okay. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Let me know if I should pick up more of the Phantom Thieves. I probably will. But it'll take time because they are out of print and expensive because of that. But yeah, I'll be going slowly through them, I think, over the course of the channel, probably. Let me know what you think of this video by leaving your thoughts in the comments below, and doing all the other YouTube stuff. What do you think of Persona 5 Royal, and like its changes to the game or whatever, if that's something you're knowledgeable about. Otherwise, though, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!